right, here we go, man. Another episode. LGR Live Wednesday Night Hoops Quarterfinals on the line, man. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate everybody for joining us. Looks like we might be a little laggy, but we're going to get through it, man. Comment below. Let us know who you're rooting for. As always, man, click the share button, like the page, continue to help us grow this platform for our girls. We're live on YouTube as well as Facebook, man. What matchups are you guys looking forward to the most? Comment that down below. First things first, man, safe travels to everybody getting on the road. A lot of people getting on the road tonight. Safe travels to everyone on the road tomorrow as well as on the way back. Coach Kendrick, man, what's going on, man? How's things up there in the north, man? You getting ready for this quarterfinal matchup yourself, man? Appreciate you taking the time out, a little bit away from film study, man, and jumping on with us. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, man, it's good, man. Stressful, but we making it.
Man, shout out to all the coaches, man. I can't tell you how many coaches I've been talking to around the state and how much game film and preparation goes into these things. A lot of people don't talk about that. You know, it's squeezed into 2 weeks. Like we said, we are now about 10 days left in the season, right? So the amount of game film and hours of study that goes into these games just for an opportunity to give your team just a little bit of an advantage, right? All these coaches are watching 6, 7, 8 game films of the same team that they're about to play tomorrow. And then if you win that one, you turn around and do it all over again, right? If not even more. It seems like every round you make a little bit further into the playoffs just means a little bit more. So everyone's watching a little bit more and more film. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in as every game goes on, every week goes on. Teams are eliminated, right? But I feel like we still have a lot of girls basketball fans in the building that are just tuned in. Their team may be eliminated, but they're still tuned in and watching and checking things out with us. But nonetheless, man, let's go ahead and get started, man. Shout out to Coach Cox, man. He was doing a great job keeping us updated, man. District 158 has definitely been representing thus far. I'll go ahead and get us started, man. Keep you out the fire for this division, this round here. But we're definitely going to be putting some teams on upset watch, upset notice, trying to give a little bulletin board material nonetheless. But Division 1, non-select, we got Walker versus Houghton in the top half of the bracket. I think Houghton's made a amazing jump here in the last couple of years where they went from on the road in the playoffs in this division to now being an 8 seed and having a shot at the top 28. I don't think whenever you look back at it, what was it, 3 years ago, whenever they're kind of on the road and playing against West Jeff, I believe, Dakota Howard's first year. I don't think you would look at it and say, all right, they're going to be playing for a top 28 shot 2-3 years later. So shout out to them and what they've done. Amazing season. Unfortunately, you run into Walker, man. So Houghton has definitely drastically improved, but getting to that next level and next step, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. And Walker's been in the top 28 for who knows how long. It seems like every year now. They haven't been able to pull away the state championship, but I see Walker cruising on here pretty easily. Not that it's not going to be a test or any such once you get down to the quarterfinals. Every game is a test. But Walker's definitely the better team here. The press is going to be a little bit too much. Houghton hasn't been able to beat someone at this caliber this season. They've competed with a lot of the top teams. They beat all the teams that they're supposed to, which got them into the 8 seed. But beating a team that's at this level, I guess you can say the peak of the peak in the top 28 teams, they're not just there just yet. Definitely a team to keep an eye out in the future, though. But Walker advances there. Then we got Parkway versus Sandoval. Shout out to Sandoval, man, with the upset last round. 1-point victory over Southside. I know Ryan played extremely well from what some people were talking about. They had some other girls step up as well. It's not just the Ryan show over there with that Sandoval squad. You know, Coach Harvey went out and stepped away. It's from the coaching standpoint. I forgot the young lady's name that took over, man, but she's doing a fantastic job having a 13 seed, which I believe is the highest seed out of any division. Bell City's a 12, so I think Santa Monica is the highest seed, so that's definitely a lot of credit there. So they're not a team to sleep on for sure. Parkway is the defending state champs for a reason. I think they'll have that home court advantage. Is definitely a lot to do with these quarterfinal games, right? You're going to have a lot of people show up to this game tomorrow night. Home court advantage is worth 10 points in my opinion. Some places like Albany tomorrow, whenever we go there, LGR Live game of the week, that's gonna be worth 15, man. But I think most places are worth at least 10. And when you walk in a Parkway down by 10 already, it's not a place you want to be with Santa Monica. They're gonna have a puncher's chance, but I think Chloe Larry and company is gonna get that one done. Parkway advances for what will be, in my opinion, the state championship game, Walker versus Parkway in the semifinals. That's going to be a great one. That's probably going to be on that Thursday night. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. Moving down to the bottom half of this bracket. Again, we're going to keep Coach out of this one. Don't want him to get into too much trouble with no bulletin board material. But we got Mandeville versus Zachary. Man, really was thinking about going to that one. That's going to be one of the best games, I believe. Having that we already saw Zachary last round, going to go ahead and go to we're going to go to Albany and LaGrange, which will be a great game as well. Mandeville versus Zachary can really go either way. Again, Mandeville being at home and the way that they shoot it, I think they're probably the favorite there. But seeing Zachary, man, shout out to Zachary, man. The role players played out of their mind in the last game against Ponchatoula. They had Ava, sophomore sensation, scored her 1,000 point recently. She picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter, had to go to the bench. Junior by the name of Heck came off the bench, man. She was rocking and rolling. She banged 2 threes herself in that first quarter. Had several assists as well. She's been rocking and rolling, and it's just kind of that supporting cast around them. Ava didn't have to do a lot. McPike didn't have to do a lot. They kind of shared the basketball, and it wasn't just like a one-man show, which is kind of what you really need at that next level. If you got, Michaela Williams, maybe you might can get away with a one-man show. But whenever it comes to this 5A level, Division I, non-select, you really need a squad around you, and Zachary has got that. So they'll have an opportunity there, but I'm going to lean towards Mandeville just being at home again. It's so hard to win a quarterfinal game on the road. I think we'll go back and look at that, right? That's going to be something to keep an eye on here in this next round. These quarterfinal games, just how many upsets we have. Like, you've got to really have a great game plan and a great execution of the game plan, and you got to really play 4 quarters to win on the road in the quarterfinal game. That leads us down to Ruston versus Dillon Springs, man. 2 very close games. Last time, Ruston defeated Natchitoches Central by 2 points. We had Natchitoches Central winning that game. So shout out to Ruston for not necessarily with the upset, but for holding down home court there. Slidell gave it everything they could, man, against Dillon Springs. We kind of thought possibly Dillon Springs could, get upset again versus Slidell, rematch of last year. Everything on the line, man. Dillon Springs was able to pull it out, especially down the stretch. That game was very close all the way through. So shout out to Denham. Now Dillon Springs sits there with a quarterfinal home game. I don't remember the last time Denham's had a quarterfinal home game. Someone in the comments, man, if y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It's got to be at least 5, 6, maybe even 7 years since Denham's had a home quarterfinal game. So shout out to the coaches over there, and the staff, and the program that they're building. With a 2 seed making this run here. Again, man, with the home court advantage, got to lean towards Denham. But senior heavy, man, this is a battle of the seniors right here with Ruston and Dillon Springs. Another game that could go either way. It's gonna be a lot on the line. That game's gonna be going back and forth. It's gonna be a fun one for sure. But I'm gonna lean towards the home team in Dillon Springs. McWayne can put Ruston on their back though. They're gonna definitely have to kind of limit her as much as they possibly can. But yeah, that gets us through with Division I, guys. Anybody want to make any comments below? Again, trying to keep Coach out of trouble here since he is one of these final 8 games. Coach, you got anything, man? You want to let it roll right there?
I'm going to let it roll, man. You hit it all on the head.
We got Coach Shad giving Walker all the way. He's going on record. We're here in the quarterfinals. You heard it here first. Coach Shad said Walker Wildcats all the way. Catching up on a couple comments here. Coach, we'll go ahead and let you take it away with Division I Select.
Now, I ain't going to get myself in trouble, but I do want those people to know I'm taking note on who picking who now. I did take care of Chad's last girl, so Division I Select, man. Division I Select. Huntington, right?
Yep,
Huntington.
Huntington Lady
Yeah,
Raiders taking on St. Thomas
yeah.
More.
Yeah, Huntington Lady Raiders. I had somebody. I think Coach Boyd picked upset. I don't see it happening. No way. I don't see that happening. To the Huntington Lady Raiders at Raspberry Lane are like in the last few years are like 48-2 or something like that, or 50 and 49-2. They're not
Jesus.
winning and I just happen to be one of those coaches who was able to go in there and get one of those wins with Jamisha Bryson. You know what I mean? So, but it's hard to win at Raspberry Lane. I think they're locked in. They're on a mission. Everybody in this city knows on the mission that Huntington's on. And Coach Shine has those girls. Coach Ricky has those girls locked in. They're playing together as one squad. And when you got four. I hear you say it all the time. We talk about it all the time. Guards win games, man. When you got four D1 prospects, any one of them at any point can go off and have a game. It's going to be tough. Yeah, I got Huntington all the way here.
What about that Woodlawn versus St. Scholastica game? I think we talked about it last time. Woodlawn defeated Northwood Shreve 71-38. Big time win by Woodlawns. They came out, dominated that game there. We talked about it. Woodlawn or Shreve, whoever won that game, is going to have the best player on the court in the second round. You think is that a possibility? I think that's a possibility that I see where a road team can go on the road and win that quarterfinal game. We're going to put you on record, man. What's your thoughts on that one, man? 5 versus 4, Woodlawn versus St. Scholastica.
Well, I hadn't seen St. Scholastic, but I didn't expect Woodlawn to do what they did to Northwood Shreve. When I saw that score come in, I was like, wow. You know what I mean? We both, as you say, talked about it. Hannah Mouton and RJ Price. You know what I mean? We thought it would be a showdown of the guards. Woodlawn handled it pretty easy. I'm gonna have to go with Woodlawn there. Woodlawn versus Huntington is my pick in the semifinals in the top half of that bracket.
And shout out to this comment that's coming up here with Mandeville beat Zachary in the Sugar Bowl. That is correct. The score was 64-48. So yeah, Mandeville is definitely a favorite there, especially being at home court. Trying to catch up on some of these comments. Yeah, Coach Evans is doing a great job, man, over there at St. Santa Ma. Go ahead.
Shout out to all the coaches we have tuning in, keeping us up the comments in the comments. Keep helping us out there. It's I see a lot of familiar names in the comments, so keep it up.
Absolutely, man. It takes a village, man. Like we're not here doing all this by ourselves or anything, man. So I appreciate everybody that's tuning in and joining, man. Again, if you haven't already, man, please click that share button. Share the stream. Help us continue to grow the platform for our girls. This is a big time for us. We've grown the following to over 30,000 with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So we continue to grow this platform, man. The more we can grow, the more we're going to impact. Go ahead.
Hey, man, shout out to, I forgot to mention, I didn't say anything in Division One non-select, and it's pretty poor dog that don't wag his own tail, man. Shout out to Dakota Howard, man, breaking the 1,000 point mark in her career, man. She did that the other night against North Shore, so congratulations to her.
Big time, man. Big time. Anybody else got any other accomplishments that have been accomplished, whether it's coaches' win records, win totals? Like we said, Ava from Zachary, sophomore sensation, scored her 1,000th point as well. Anybody got anything, just comment below, man. Again, it takes a village, so we appreciate everybody. I'm going to go on record, man. This is going to be the first upset that I'll see here. Woodlawn defeats St. Santa Claus. I think they have enough of a team, right? And St. Santa Claus to compete and got them this far, winning a lot of games, getting that 4 seed. But Woodlawn's just going to be too talented. And like you said, whenever you go back and look at that last score, 71-38, man, just dominate and win there. Going on the road now, I think they have enough, right? You got to have enough to go on the road. And I do think they're the better team on a neutral site. And like I said, I think they do have enough to get that win. So I see Woodlawn Baton Rouge sneaking through. And I agree with you there. Huntington's going to advance versus St. Thomas More. Coach Strong is going to have everything, and he's going to throw the whole kitchen sink at Coach Shine. That's going to be a great battle. Probably one of the better matchups as far as coaches. especially in this division here when it goes down to head to head. Huntington's going to have a lot in the cupboard, I guess you can say, but I think St. Thomas More is going to throw everything they got, including the kitchen sink, man. So it's going to be a fun one. They'll be throwing multiple defenses out there, but when it comes down to guards win games, man, Huntington's just got too many guards. They've got 4 or 5 guards that anybody they can start really on any team in the state, and they're just all having to be at Huntington. Huntington's going to be one of those teams next year that's going to be like a walker, undefeated all the way through. Arguably the best team in the state this year, but you throw on top of basically everybody coming back, man. It's going to be a squad you're going to have with for sure. Woodlawn will be playing in their first quarterfinal road game in program history. That is crazy. Have they had a home game? And no, Woodlawn boys have been really good in the past and whatnot. But that's a great fact right there. Again, anybody have any facts like that? A lot of local newspapers can keep up with those type of things. So anybody that's willing to share anything like that, shout out to Woodlawn, man. Maja Price and Company. Really building a program over there, man. And I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. They've been a team in this division. They'll continue to be a team in this division. But I'm looking forward, man. I'm looking forward to, not to jump ahead, but I'm looking forward to that Woodlawn versus Huntington, seeing Amaja Price on the big stage. Jumping into the next one, man. You want to go ahead and lead us off here? Liberty versus Karen Crow. That's going to be a fun
Liberty
one.
Karen Crow, man. It's going to be fun. Got Whitney Hart, and then you got the guard from Karen Crow. Got some bigs from Karen Crow. I really like what Karen Crow has to offer. But I at Liberty, I think Coach V, I think she gets it done. She has enough. Liberty, I think, has enough here to fend off Karen Crow and make it to this top 28, man. That's just my opinion.
I love it. We got a final score coming in. I didn't realize Parkview Baptist and Glenmore is playing. That was a game that I felt like could have gone either way as well. Glenmore has been rocking and rolling in a team that I felt like could compete for a state title. So that's a big-time win for Parkview Baptist, man.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I would have went to that game. Go ahead.
We steamrolling.
Steamrolling, man. Shout out to these young ladies. Kelly Norris, 2,000 points. Addison Frudge, 2,000. And Navia, is that how Navia? Is that how you say it? Those 3 seniors, man, combined for 5,000 points, man. Nevea, 5,000 points from the seniors, man. That is very impressive, man. Again, guys, appreciate everybody for jumping in. Mackenzie DeVille, 2,000 points.
Hey, man, Coach Kelly giving those girls the green light over there in Rose Pride. They scored 2,000, and 1,000, man. So,
yeah, they like to play fast. I think they had, it was 60 games. I think I saw that were over. 8 games that they scored over 60 points or something like that. It was a lot of games. I forgot what it was. We'll have to look it up whenever they come back through. Coach Boyd, thank you for the motivation. That's too funny, man. That's what it's all about, though, man. Like, it's the same thing like with the crystal ball stuff, man. Like, we're just trying to get as much hype around the game, man. Trying to grow some media with the girls. Give the girls something to look forward to. I mean, I saw coaches posting when we were wrong in the crystal ball, man. That's what it's all about, man. That's what this is about. I really wanted to get on here and make some predictions, some upsets, like I said, with Woodlawn defeating St. Stanislaus. Like, I really wanted to kind of – I want both teams to put their best foot forward, and I think we'll all be winners whenever it comes to that, whenever we get a great game. Liberty versus Karen Crow, man. I think Karen Crow has enough this year to knock off Liberty. Liberty is one of those games, one of those places where it is unbelievable to win at, right? And I know from experience, playing we played the only semifinal game at Liberty. They turned around and hosted a state championship. That was a year whenever the select had to host their own. We were down by 15 points, man, and before we even got off the bus. We fought with them, held it to about single digits, but then they came out of the locker room and really took off. So it's a tough place to play at. I think Karen Crow has the guards where they can kind of settle things down, calm, cool, and collected, can keep it close long as they possibly can. But I don't see anybody going into Liberty in the quarterfinals at this point and winning that game. I think LeBlanc, like I said, whenever shit hits the fan at the end of the day, they give her the basketball and she can go get 2 points, which is a great asset for any coach. Whenever you're going through a scouting report and you're like, I don't know what to do, just give her the basketball and get out of the way. So I think they'll have an opportunity. But I think Liberty's, overall scheme, their energy, everything that's going to come with that game is just going to be a little bit too much. Shout out to Santa Maria, first time in the quarterfinals. That's definitely huge, man. That's definitely huge. Iowa with the upset. We going on record with that one, man. We got to get to that one in a bit, man. Then we get down to Lafayette versus John Curtis. That's a rematch of the state championship last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. We got defending state champs Lafayette taking on John Curtis. I don't know about this one, man. If you see there, you can see the game is at AOL, so it's not at John Curtis. Getting to this point where I think John Curtis's court is a little bit too small, so they don't have a big enough court. John Curtis already doesn't have the biggest fan base, per se, so now you're moving the game all the way to AOL. I think that has an impact. Lafayette can travel extremely well, so I think this is going to be more. This is going to be more of a neutral site game. It's not going to be a huge home court advantage for John Curtis. I think that's something to keep an eye on. But even at a neutral site, I think John Curtis is the better team this year. I think Lafayette is one, maybe two pieces away from really competing against John Curtis. I think Kiki Nelson's going to draw the honors of guarding Kiara Johnson. I think Kiki is one of the most underrated one-on-one defenders in the States. I would love to go back and look at that game and the matchup between. That's a matchup I want to see. Kiki Nelson from John Curtis defending Kiara Johnson, and then how do they defend the pick and roll, right? It's going to be a lot of pick and roll action. If it's me, I'm trying to blitz Johnson, get the ball out of her hands. She's going to be, not selfish. She's going to pass the ball and give it up a little bit. But that's a matchup I'm looking at, right? I think John Curtis advances. Then we got John Curtis versus Liberty in the semis, which is going to be a great game. Huntington versus Woodlawn in the semis, in my opinion. That's going to be a fun one, man. That's going to be a fun one. What else you got? You got anything else on the bottom?
Man, I think that Lafayette, like you just said, Lafayette John Curtis is going to be fun to watch. The matchups, can Lafayette contain Dunez? That's her name, right?
Des Dooms.
Des Dooms, I'm sorry. Kiera, like you said, Johnson versus Kiki. It's going to be a fun matchup. They're both going to get after each other. I think, man, how healthy is Grace Paul?
Yes.
To help out. That's going to be key. If she can play up to the level that she did last year, that may be a matchup with her and Daniels down low. If Grace Paul is not up to the challenge, you got to tip your hat to Daniels. She's a beast down low. And I think they'll just have too much for Lafayette if that's the case. If Lafayette comes to play, then we can have a fun game down to the wire.
Yeah, and I agree. That's a great point for sure. Definitely some good additions there. And if I had to pick another upset in this, and I'm already going Woodlawn, if I had to pick another upset, if I had to pick it, you're forcing me to pick one, I'm going Karen Crow over Liberty. I think that's going to be they're going to have the second best opportunity, in my opinion, as far as matchup. And like I said, man, Liberty is a tough place to play. But you're on upset watch, man. That's what we're here for. Putting Liberty on upset watch, you're going to have to defend home court. You're going to need everybody to show up. I think everybody does show up whenever it comes to that. Karen Crow, if they're not shocked by the moment and the energy in that building, I'm telling you that quarterfinal game is going to be crazy. That was another game that I was considering going to and watching. But, yeah, man, we're trying to get the conversation started, and there's no better place to start it with a couple upset watches. Getting us into the next round. Anybody else want to add anything down below? Comment below. We had somebody with 2,000 points. Shout out Miss Hurd, man. 2,000 career points going on to play her college basketball at LHSAA. She's put together a great career, and just got Basher right back in it again.
Yeah, man. Next one, Division II non-select, man. Believe it or not, we need to start trademarking our quotes. Someone at the Wiseman game the other day interviewed Coach and said the Wiseman Invitational, and let us know that they've been watching the show. So yeah, man, this should be the Wiseman invitation. Shout out to Coach at Brewley. Done a magnificent job this year to get to where he was. Again, I keep saying he told me he was going to be down, but you're not down if you're making it to the quarterfinals. And just so unfortunate that he runs into a four-headed monster and the beast there is in Wiseman. When you have four college prospects on one team, again, just like Huntington, they're going to be tough to beat. In Wiseman, well, good thing you don't have the Monroe officials, but so and that can might have neutralized that fact. But man, those girls in that crowd, they packed the house, and I think Wiseman easily in that one. And then the next game, your game there, you're going to be at, right?
Yes,
LaGrange
sir.
and
Game of the
Auburn.
week. Game of the
Game
week.
of the week. Tradition don't graduate. Can Coach Holmes step up and put some silence to Albany trying to get back to the semifinals, top 28?
No doubt, man. That's gonna be a fun one. Catching up on some of these comments, man. I definitely agree with a lot of people commenting about Lafayette's defense as well. Lafayette's, let's call them the role players on the outside of Grace Paul and Johnson are gonna have to show up at the end of the day. They're gonna have to they're gonna have their hands full defending Kiki, defending Shakai. They're gonna have their hands full. They're gonna have to step up. And I think if you turn it on and you see the score pop across the screen, where Lafayette did win this game, it's going to be, like you said, Grace Paul is going to be a big reason, and it's going to be the defense of these other young ladies that a lot of people are talking about. And it's a great point here by Coach Price, man. Lafayette is a dark horse as the defending state champs, but when it comes back to, like we talked about, the Slidell versus Denham Springs game, Zachary versus Ponchatoula, these kids had this game circled. Coaches had this game circled, man. It's so hard and it's so rare that you get a chance at a redo, right? So French Summer's going to go and play Westlake. That's another opportunity. You get an opportunity at a redo. So uncommon that you get to do a redo, especially the year later, the team that knocked you out, that I honestly broke your heart, right? Ended your season from last year. So that's going to be another big reason why John Kerr's going to be locked in, and I think they're going to cruise on to a victory here. But, yeah, man, getting us into the top half right here, man. Wasserman Invitational, they're going to keep it rolling. Bruley's got two guards, which is what you're going to need. But unfortunately, Wasserman's got the wings in Augerson and the inside of Brittany Burton. Bruley doesn't have anything to match up with that. Their guard play will be able to match up with, the guard play will be semi close. I do think Washington still has the advantage, but it's going to be the inside that's going to be the difference here. Wasserman cruise on with that one. LaGrange versus Albany, man, that's going to be a fantastic game. I'm leaning towards Albany again. When I talk about you having 10 points whenever you have a home game, Albany's one of those places where you're going to have 15, maybe even 18 points head start whenever the crowd gets into it. For those that are going to be watching online, coming back and playing and watching, I'm going to apologize now. I have no idea if the service is going to work, right? We're going to do our best. There's going to be so many people packed into that gym. I think LaGrange has built a program. They're going to travel well as well, especially with the quarterfinals on the line. Albany's definitely going to travel well. So it's going to be packed, right? We're going to do the best we can. The game may be in and out. We'll keep it rolling, and you can go back and watch it later. But I want you to focus on the energy that's going to be coming across in the building, right? The Ponchatoula versus Zachary game really set the record, set the bar extremely high, I guess I can say. So that's going to be a fun one. I think LaGrange and Albany is going to be up there, right there with it. Catching up on some comments. Jada Richard, 3,000 points, man. That's crazy. Shout out Jada Richard, future Gatorade Player of the Year, future LSU Tiger. Jumping us into the bottom half. You got who you got, LaGrange or Albany, man? You going on record right here?
Man, I'm gonna say that LaGrange gets it done. That's
Okay,
what I'm
okay.
gonna say. I'm gonna say
LaGrange with
LaGrange
the
gets it done.
upset. You heard it here first. Albany on upset alert.
I'm gonna say LaGrange gets it done. Coach Teams, Lakeem, he finds a way, man. No matter how much he loses to graduation, to have his teams back in the mix year in after year, and you can't discount great coaching. And he puts his girls in the best situation to win. So I think he's gonna have them prepared. Championship mentality, man. Keep that same energy. That's all he's asking, and I think they go into Albany and get it done.
Got a lot of people picking Lagrange in the upset, man. So I'm sticking with Albany, man. Like I said, that crowd, the home court advantage is just gonna be too much. But keys for Lagrange to upset Albany, in my opinion, is just limit the turnovers against the press, and you got to burn your timeouts. Whenever you're on the road like that, like the runs get extremely long, very very quickly, right? So you're gonna have to burn your timeouts. I think that's something that coaches need to keep an eye on. Now, if you're on the road at the quarterfinal games, you need to have your assistant coach with a pen and paper. Like, look, they went on whatever your number was, right? Shout out to Liberty. Whenever we played them, our number was 8. Anytime they went on an 8-0 run, we immediately called timeout. Like, my assistant coach could stand up and call it themselves. And there was different times where we went down to like 6 or 7, whatever it was. When you're on the road, these quarterfinal games, there's so much energy in the building. They get on that 6, that 7, that 8-0 run, that turns into 12 real quick. So that's my advice to anybody that's on the road dealing with a hostile crowd, man. Have your assistant coach right there keeping track of those 8-0, 10-0 runs, whatever your number is, and don't be afraid to burn those timeouts because you can't bring them home with you, man. Can't bring them home. Picking
Man,
Lagrange to beat Albany. We got a lot of Lagrange fans in the building, man. Albany
yeah,
Lady
like,
Hornets on upset alert.
yeah, I'm saying, looks, man. Looking at the comments right there, look like somebody put Wiseman on upset alert. Bruce Lee would go in there and if Bruce Lee can go in and do that, man, that would be something. I just don't, that's gonna be a tough cookie to try to go in there into Monroe and upset Wiseman like that.
Denham Springs last hosted a quarterfinal game in 2017. That's shout out to
Wow.
them and bouncing that program back, man. Getting another quarterfinal game, especially with the split, man. So that's a big turnaround. All right, man. Bottom half of this bracket, man. We got Bastrop and Church Point. I'll let you go ahead and start us off there in Iowa versus South Bow. Iowa is the new kid on the block, trying to take down South Bow, the kid that's been there on the block, man. This is two great matchups. I really love the bottom half of this.
I might get drugged and killed in North Louisiana, but I'm going Church Point over Bastrop. It's
Oh
my
man,
pick.
here we
I'm
go.
I'm going Church Point over Bastrop. I don't see Bastrop. I think they run out of steam here, and Church Point is coming up and coming program, man, coach. And I think they go into Bastrop and get it done.
Shout out to Coach Broussard, man. Church Point's first quarterfinal appearance in program history. That is amazing, man. That is amazing, man. And like we talk about it, I've been talking about it. I'm going to continue to talk about it. I think it's the story um, of this run. It's not that it's the teams that come to LGR events over the summer, but it's the teams that put in the extra time over the summer. LGR just happens to be a platform where we have a couple of events. We have 3, 4, 5 events where high school teams can come to over the summer, and it's the teams that come to these events. They turn around from never making it to the quarterfinals to making it to the quarterfinals. The Church Points, the Oak Hills, the Midlands, these teams that are making these runs this year. It's the 2 and 3 years ago when they started coming to events and they started putting all the work in over the summer, man. It's starting to pay off, man. And I don't want that to go unlooked, right? I really think that's a great message that we got to keep pushing. Bastrop has been a team that's been here for a while. Church Point's a team that's on the rise, right? Iowa, I don't think they've ever been here in the quarterfinals. At least it hasn't been. It's been in a long, long time if it has. Taking on South Bow, right? Again, teams that are in a similar area. Iowa is a team that is going to be very, very competitive for a long time in this division. If not, they may even jump up, man. That's a school that's getting bigger and bigger. But I don't know if Iowa's got enough this year, but to see them in the quarterfinals, man, with an opportunity is very impressive. What Coach Courtney's done over there, from winning that Hathaway to leaving, everyone's like, "What in the world's going on?" To jumping into Iowa and hitting the ground running, man. So shout out to them. We talked about it already. That's a great matchup, man. I love South Bow's coaches. I love Iowa's coaches. That's gonna be a battle right there. Two women that are going to just go after it, going to leave it all in the courts. And that's great to see, man. That's going to be a great game. If you're in that area, that's a great game to go see. For not only the teams that are playing, but just fans of basketball, man, in general. Church Point and Bastrop, both these teams could be upset here. Church Point and Iowa could both be in the top 28. I would not be shocked. Talked about it before. Church Point reminds me of St. Thomas More from last year, in that they're so well versed. Like, they got the size, the guard play, the length, just like St. Thomas More had. It's a hard matchup for everybody. And I'm with you, man. I'm going Church Point as well in the upset here. So Bashop's got everybody going against him. All right. And you got the home court to yourself. I'm sure we will definitely hear about this one if Bashop does win. But I think Church Point, being the new kids on the block, never been here before, I think this is their opportunity, man. I think they're all in. Not that Bashop's not all in. Bashop's already made it to the top 28. But I see Church Point with the upset here. Iowa versus Southbow, man. Who you got?
I'm looking at that comment.
You see him, huh? Motivation, baby, motivation.
So, hey, coach, I got you, man. I got you. He didn't. I got you though. I always Southbow, man. I think Southbow's already beat them this year. I think as well, pretty easily. It's gonna be tough to beat them twice. With what's at stake here, but I think Southbow, will at Southbow, I think they'll
21 point win. Iowa lost to Southbow by 21.
Correct. Yeah, and that was not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. I think coach has their number. Southbow will be rolling. They're another team that packs out that stadium in their gym. Another town that you pass it on your way to Lake Charles, and you'll see that they'll have a packed house, and so it's gonna be tough for our way to go in there and try to get a win. But I got Southbow moving on to the top 28.
I'm with you, man. Southbow and Church Point in the semifinals, taking on LaGrange and Albany. We're split on that one versus Wasper, man. That's gonna be interesting to kind of look back again, man. Anybody, if we're wrong, man, we want you to let us know, please and thank you, man. Let us know as soon as the game's over, man. We appreciate all the hype, all the feedback. Like we always talk about, guys, it takes a village, man. If you haven't already, please click that like button. Share the stream as well. We're live on Facebook as well as YouTube. So if you got anybody that's on YouTube,
shout out to my man, Coach Michael Ray there. Coach, thanks for watching.
Sir.
LHBCA. Remember that conversation we had, Coach Ray, LHBCA?
Yes, sir, man, with the plan, man. And this leads us off, man. LCA Invitational, Select Division 2, man. You go ahead and lead us off right here, man. Who you got, man? Jada Richard show.
I mean, yeah, LCA, man. I don't. It's gonna be hard. They get Samuels back. Got that confirmation. They get Samuels back this week, I think. Samuels back healthy. They'll be the LCA from earlier this season, man. That beat Huntington. They'll be the LCA that we expected them to be through this tournament, and I don't see Northside having what it takes to. Even if Samuels ain't back, Jada Richard's just too much by herself. And the things she's done over her career, gonna go down to LSU and continue her career. Like you said earlier, gonna be named. I don't see any other kid in Louisiana that's going to be named the Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year. So I think she'll get it done here against Northside.
Yep, absolutely, man. I agree with that one as well. Shout out to Northside, though, man. Northside really being a program that has continued to improve over the last couple of years, going through a couple of different coaches. Kids stay true there, man. They're in the quarterfinals, man, with an opportunity to knock off. In order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Unfortunately, it is LCA, and I guess you can say the big brother of the area over there, as LCA has defeated Northside twice already. This will be the third meeting. It is hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, but if anybody can beat them, it's definitely going to be Jada Richard in the LCA Lady Knights. I think they'll kind of cruise that one. It's difficult, man, because it's the quarterfinals and everything there, and LCA is going to be so locked in. It's going to be so hard to beat a team that is just so locked in at that point. You're not sneaking up on anybody at this point, right? You're just not sneaking up on anybody. That leads us to Bunky and Edie White, man. Upset alert. Putting Edie White on upset alert. I love this Bunky squad. I love the youth. I love how they're continuing to grow. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, one of their best players actually transferred out or got banged up so at some point this year. So to see them at the 5 seed, man, is great to see. Um, Edie White, you got Caroline Adams, so they're going to Nichols. Definitely have enough. I don't know, man. I thought we thought that De La Salle could sneak up there and win that game. It was a 5-point game there. Bunky on the other hand completely dominated, took care of business with a huge win over Cabrini. And I don't know, man. What's your thoughts there? I just see Bunky kind of being too much to handle, and they get over the hump, man. Cash that ticket into the top 28.
Now I'm with you on that one, man. I don't. I agree with you on that. Looking at that next game, what do you think? The Madison Prep Booker T New Orleans, man. What do you think?
Bottom half there. Let's go on to it, man. Madison Prep, Booker T. Washington. Shout out to Booker T. Washington, man. Got a young lady over there scoring 30, 24, 30 points, I believe, last round. Did everything that they needed to. Defeated Hannon. That game was closer than the score. Hannon ended up fighting back. Maybe tied it up, or at least it got close for a little while. But nonetheless, Booker T pulled through. The guard play at Madison Prep, along when they throw Robinson down on the inside. Paige Hawkins, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the comments, is Dotson back? Dotson was kind of banged up throughout the year, and they still were able to pull off the 3 seed. Dotson is the freshman, along with Brooklyn Smith. So Brooklyn Smith, Paige Hawkins, if they can get Dotson, the third man there, and they can throw in Layla on the inside, Madison Prep has what it takes to compete with Vanderbilt Catholic as well as LCA. It's a three-headed race right here. It's Madison Prep, Vanderbilt Catholic, and LCA. And I think whoever wins down to Madison Prep and Vanderbilt Catholic does have enough, in my opinion, to defeat LCA this year. They are not as deep as they have been. We've seen that. Some rolled ankles, some banged up kids. But that top 5, man, is just tough, man. It is tough. The LCA's top 5 is arguably the best top 5 in the states. What you got, man? With that one in the bottom.
I totally agree. Madison Prep versus Vanderbilt Catholic in the top 28. I think you said you give that winner a shot. I still think it's just LCA all the way here. And I'll go on record.
So you're saying there's no way anybody beats LCA? We're on record. No way.
I don't think anybody beats Jada Richard in her last high school basketball game. I'm going to tell you that. I think she's going to put on a show, and I think everybody needs to be in heaven that day, whatever that state title game is, that Friday or that Saturday, and get your popcorn ready because Jada Richard is going to leave us with a memory to go out. Last year we asked her, Michaela Williams just played her last, going to play her last one. Is the pressure going to be too much? And she said she embraced it, and she was going to do her, and she welcomed all challenges. And this is going to be one. She's going to welcome all challenges. I think so far she's silenced everybody. Had some hiccups in a row this year with the loss to Southern Lab. But I think, when the going get tough, when the lights come on, they're in heaven. Jada Richard is going to drop. Let's go back to what she did to Wiseman, right? 35 in the second half, right?
Yes, sir.
To win that game. So I could see one of those games from Jada Richard to get her team to cut down those, those nets in their gym, but to lift another state title trophy.
Yes, sir. I love it, man. They did say that Dotson is back. That's been confirmed. So Madison Prep fell to Vanderbilt Catholic 46-30 at the Sugar Bowl. So again, Vanderbilt Catholic has defeated Madison Prep, so they're arguably the favorite there. But I do think Dotson. I don't know if she's 16-point difference. Dotson is a several-point difference in closing that gap. And once you get to that level, it can really go either way. But I think if I'm Madison Prep, Vanderbilt Catholic, whoever, like those two teams in that division, I'm there at that LCA game watching Jada Richard. I'm helping her off the court, being like, "Congratulations, see you later. I'll come watch you at LSU. Thank God your high school career is over because now someone else in this freaking division can win." I think Madison Prep and Vanderbilt Catholic is definitely looking forward to what this game will probably end up being a Saturday night or a Friday night game, being that is Jada's last game of her career. And she does have to graduate. There is no more eligibility. She cannot come back for her COVID year or fifth year like Andrew Reese and company. But it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun for sure. That Madison Prep versus Vanderbilt Catholic game is gonna be a great one, man. Let's see we'll catch up on some of the comments over here. Both Madison Prep and Vanderbilt Catholic can match up with OC. I do agree. Man for man, spot for spot, I do agree. Let's be honest. We can all agree that they can match up. We can all agree that LCA's got the best guy on the court, no matter what happens, right? So, Vanderbilt versus LCA is going to be closer than what people think. Coach Dale, I agree with that as well. Vanderbilt, I'm not discrediting Madison Prep. I think Madison Prep versus Vanderbilt is going to be a lot closer than people think, and I agree with this comment. Whoever does win out of Vanderbilt and Prep is going to be a lot closer than what people think as well. Hawkins didn't play against Vanderbilt Catholic. Okay, so that makes a little bit more difference, right? As we're catching up on these comments here. Paige Hawkins not playing and Dotson, that I can agree with that comment. That could be a 20-point difference, man. Whenever you start adding two of your starting guard play there. And Paige is a more veteran than Dotson, right? So not having Paige Hawkins is more of an impact than not having the freshman in Dotson. So that's something to keep an eye on for sure, man. Coach Cooper, this dude. All right, let's move on to the next one. This guy.
Oh, the people want
to. This guy here, man. All right, man, you're up, man. Rose Pie, baby. What did you say? Coach Kelly getting 5,000 points, man, between the three-headed monster. Rose Pine and Springfield, man. Springfield have what it takes, and they got the rematch, French Settlement versus Westlake. I really thought about driving down there to cover that game, man. That's going to be a great one as well. What's your thoughts on this top half of this bracket?
Rose Pine, like you just said, that three-headed monster. I think nobody really gives Norris the credit that she deserves, man.
Hello.
I think, Norris is legit, man. Is she signed anywhere yet? Is she committed anywhere?
LSUA got a steal.
Got a steal.
And shout out to Kelly Norris. I mean, she came out and she performed at our camp, our individual camp, our prefab 50, and Coach Billy was there, and the kid just flat out played well, man. Flat out earned herself an opportunity in that setting. Like we talk about, no, we don't want no credit or anything, but we're giving her the platform. And that kid took advantage of the opportunity. Opportunities don't go away. They just go to somebody else.
They go to somebody else.
And when that opportunity came to Kelly Norris, man, she took advantage of that. We're going to look back at, 2-3 years from now. Kelly Norris is going to be a big reason why they're winning a lot of games at LSU Alexander. You heard it here first.
Right. Yeah, man. So, she's very underrated, man. People don't give her enough credit to what she does for that team, man. And she's been the constant for them. And Nevaeh, a real tough, nitty gritty. She's gonna do it all for you. I just got Rose Pine here, they're on I can't remember 20-some game win streak or something like that. Maybe
that's wild.
Yeah. So I go Rose Pine there. It's gonna be hard to beat them in Rose Pine. I don't know too much about the French Settlement in Westlake, so I'll yield to you on that one.
Yeah, just capping off with the Rose Pine Springfield. Springfield's got, and it's going to be another great battle. Two great coaches. It's going to be a great battle there. Both teams will be extremely prepared. I think Springfield's mindset is to try to limit the scoring and slow it down, right? How you do that is you got to slow down Norris. If you can slow down Norris, then you got an opportunity. And their guard play is going to have to step up a little bit to get up to this level, this state championship level of play, right? It's just a very, very tough draw. I think Springfield could have really competed. Looking at the rest of this bracket, man, Springfield could have competed with really anybody else in this division. I even think they could compete with A-Meat. It's unfortunate that they're just the 8 seed and they had to play Rose Pine at Rose Pine in the quarterfinals. Um, but again, they have enough pieces, right? They're a well balanced team as well. They don't have the 3-headed monster at the level that Rose Pine has. And then you add on that, you got to travel all the way to Rose Pine to defeat the defending state champs. Man, that is tough. That's very very tough. I think Rose Pine comes away with a victory there. Westlake versus French Settlement, man. Anybody in the comments comment what was the score last year, man? That was whenever Westlake went into French Settlement and got the win there. The Twins at Westlake are tough. Like, this is a great matchup. There's going to be multiple college kids there, with the young ladies from Westlake and the guard from French Settlement, Allison. And I think, if I'm a college coach, especially on a lower level, that's a game I'm going to, right? I really want to see these kids compete and see who's going to come out on top right there. That's in my opinion the game of the week. It just happened to be in Westlake, man, a little bit too far for me to travel and get back and kind of cover the rest of the state. French Summit, Westlake, if you're in the area, please go to that game, man. Please go to that game. That game's gonna be back and forth. Shout out to Coach Shoney, man. Lost in overtime by 2. You know that game's gonna be a good one, man. Like, whenever you're looking at circling the bracket and creating the storyline, like we talked about with you know, John Curtis playing Lafayette in a rematch, this is French Settlement's opportunity. And I'm going to go on record, man. I shook a young lady's hand at French Settlement. I shook her hand at the top 28 game. She wasn't playing. She was watching. And she promised me that she would be back. So with that being said, man, I'm going French Settlement here in the upset. Got to hold up to your promise, man. I love it whenever we see kids come to the top 28 whenever they're not playing. Young lady sitting first row. You know it meant a lot to her from that moment when she was knocked out to the moment now. Get an opportunity to redo history, man. You don't get that very often. I think French Settlement takes advantage of it this year, and it will not be easy, man. The Twins from Westlake will be ready to rock and roll. This could be another game where you can see this matchup next year as well. But I'm going French Settlement with the upset here. And that's going to move us down to the bottom half, man. Bottom half of the bracket. Who you got? Doyle, Sterlington, Mansfield, Amite.
It's gonna be great, man. Doyle again is one of those teams that constantly be here year in after year after year. Doyle is always in the mix. Sterlington, you can't sleep on them. They're always in the mix as well.
I think somebody said it's their first quarterfinal matchup in a long time. Somebody from Sterlington, comment again. When was the last time Sterlington made it to the quarterfinals?
Yeah, so I think Doyle has enough to get over the hump here, and get back to the top 28. When didn't Doyle win the state title? What year was they won the state title?
That was Presley Waskins' year. That was like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. So I think they have enough to get back to the top 28, man, and go from there. Meet Mansfield's put together a great year so far. Coach Neal gonna play tremendous defense.
20 years. Wow.
Wow.
20 years.
20 years. Wow. So maybe they come in with motivation and able to knock off Doyle. So it's going to be fun to watch and to see what they can do there. But like I was saying about A-Meat, I think A-Meat may have too much firepower for Mansfield. Mansfield's an up and coming young team. That's the thing about Mansfield; they're young. So this is no knock if they get beat here. They got plenty of years to come down the road. So, but I got A-Meat there.
Yeah, so they're saying Doyle won in 2020, 2021. Yeah, Stella Allison is a young lady's name. Stella Allison, in my opinion, is everything you should want in a Division One guard. She should have college offers. If I was still at Nichols or Southeastern, she would have been offered yesterday, right? Like, the kid is that good. She just hasn't had the opportunity to be seen at that level. But she is a for sure Division One college prospect, and like I said, that's the one that I will put my name on the record. She should and will be playing Division One college basketball, and it's gonna be a great matchup, man. Seeing her go versus the Twins at Westlake, so it's gonna be a good one for sure. Catching up on some of the comments. Let's see. We gotta get to this comment by Coach O'Neill here in a second, man. Doyle versus Sterlington. I'm putting Doyle on upset watch. Sterlington, the
Wow.
new kid on the block, has an opportunity to go into Doyle and get the win, man. Like they talked about, Sterlington is a young group, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior starting. I don't think it's we coming. I think it's we here. I think Sterlington is here. I think Sterlington goes on the road, wins at Doyle. That's my upset. Probably my biggest upset of the day for tomorrow, right? Doyle,
Let me
go ahead.
go ahead. Go no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Doyle has been a program that has been there, done that, got that T-shirt. If Doyle does advance and sneaks into this top 28, which there will be no disrespect there, they're going to travel 2 exits up the road, and the fans going to be coming for sure. It's going to be packed. They'll have an opportunity to win state. But I think
Well,
this is going to be their biggest challenge right here, getting over Sterlington. Sterlington's going to be hungry. Doyle's going to be ready to rock and roll. Motivation on the line, man. Doyle's on upset alert here. It's going to be very hard for Sterlington to go into Doyle. It's going to be a packed house. That's another game that I thought about doing. LGR Live Game of the Week. The service in there is just so bad. It's just a tough gym. I know it's gonna be packed. So I think Albany and LaGrange is gonna be hard as far as service, but I knew Doyle is gonna have no chance. But that's gonna be a fun
well,
game, man.
I
If you're in that area, that's a game that I would definitely love to see. I think that game's gonna go down to the wire.
well, I can tell you this. Uh, it's gonna be some people if they make it to the top 28. It's gonna be some people from Dole looking for you at
Yes,
in
sir.
heaven. Trust me. So if you put them on upset ladder, it's gonna be some people looking for you once you get to Dole. You're gonna be a marked man.
And rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. That's what it's all about. That's what we want. That's what we're here for, man. I think again, if Doyle is on upset alert and they're playing at their best, they're the better team. But I think Sterlington's got the opportunity to win here. You got to pick somebody with an upset in this division, man. Somebody's got to go up here. We already got French Settlement. That's one of them. I'm going Sterlington as well. 2 upsets here in the quarterfinals, which is not easy to do. Then Coach O'Neill, man, she's going on record saying Mansfield will beat a meet at a meet. It's hard to play. It's hard to play at
Wow.
Doyle. It is unbelievably hard to play at a meet, man. Like when I tell you the
Wow.
fans are on top of you, the fans are on top of you. You can guarantee it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put your face up there because that comment right there is going on the bulletin board right now. Amy's going on. I mean, Mansfield going on record that Mansfield will beat a meet. What's your thoughts on that?
I a meet coach coach give me her name coach Amy's coach God
Pierre.
darn it Pierre Coach Pierre. I did not say that. I did not say that. Coach O'Neill said that. She works with us, but she's on record. You have to know Coach O'Neill. She's a Mansfield alumni. She played there. Went on to play college basketball. So she got faith in her school. You know what I mean? But like you just said, it's gonna be tough. It ain't me for them to pull that off.
Absolutely. You know what's really cool is whenever we're getting into this, like Doyle was a runner up. Doyle won in 2020, runner up in 2021. Like we're getting into this no tradition, right? Mansfield's always there, Ameet's always there, Doyle's are always there. Sterlington, new kid on the block, right? Rooting for a new kid on the block with this one, but and you look at the top half of the bracket. Yeah, Rose Pine won their first state title from last year. They're back in it again. French Settlement, Westlake. Who's going to be that new kid on the block? Westlake or French Settlement? Obviously, one of them has to win. One of them has to be the new kid on the block there. But can Sterlington or Mansfield get back into it? Sterlington, can they be the new kid on the block? Can Mansfield get back into it? Or is it going to be the same teams year in, year out, man? Like you talk about, tradition doesn't graduate, man. These teams run this program and they do it extremely well. These kids are committed year in, year out, year round. And there is no volleyball at Doyle. At least I don't think there is anymore. But basketball and softball, man. And especially in the girls' sports, Doyle does those two things extremely well and win multiple state championships. You can go see there's a lot of hardware there. Sterlington, whenever you walk into that building, man, check out that hardware that Doyle's got. But go ahead and get that road win for me, man. I'm rooting for Sterlington for that upset alert. Jumping into the next one, man, we got Dunham versus St. Thomas Aquinas. I think we got a lot of
Yeah,
upset.
this
I'm rooting for
no,
I'm rooting
this
for
one's
some
on
upsets, man.
Yeah, this one's in your neck of the woods. I'll let you take this one, man. I don't follow too many of these teams right here.
All right, we'll jump into this one. Let me go ahead and pull them on my end as well. We got St. Thomas Aquinas with a big upset win over Newman. When we say big, not big as in we thought they would. We're shocked that they won or not, but we're a big win because they won by a lot, right? So St. Thomas Aquinas won 43-27 over Newman. Who Newman, whenever you're looking at this from the start of the year, was probably one of the favorites, right, between them and Parkway as well. I love St. Thomas Aquinas' draw. Looking back at it, you got St. Charles in the first round. You're able to get a win under your belt. New coach over there, Amber is doing a great job. Then you go and knock off one of the better teams. You got a great draw. Guards win games, man. So St. Thomas Aquinas rolls there. Now they're in the quarterfinals, playing against Dunham. Dunham's the 1 seed. Dunham's strength of schedule is just not there, man. This is not there. It's not what it has been compared to some other teams here. I don't know if they're fully prepared for this game. Dunham may be a slight favorite here, but I'm going with the upset again, man. I love St. Thomas Aquinas. We talked about this last year. If St. Thomas Aquinas does push it on, then they're one red light away, literally one red light away from Hammond and from the top 28. So that's going to be a fun one. It's a great comment right here. Doyle has no senior starters either. You'll see Doyle and Sterlington creating a little bit of a rivalry here. That's going to be fun, man. Love to see that one for sure. If you're in that area, man, that Doyle Sterlington game is going to be a great one. But nonetheless, I got St. Thomas Aquinas over Dunham advancing to the top 28. And then arguably the favorite, I think they're going to be my favorite, man. U High defeating Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart, again, was a team that was in my district whenever I was at Ursuline. I would be honest, they were not very good. So shout out to Coach Courtney and what she's done over there with Sacred Heart. Now they're in the quarterfinals with a shot to go to the top 28, man. What they've done over there, from that program being just cross country and volleyball, rock and roll, to now being in the conversation for a top 28 bid for basketball, man, that's very impressive. But unfortunately, they run into U High. I think U High is the favorite in this division, even over Parkview Baptist, even over everyone else. I think U High is the favorite, and it's their game to lose, man. That'll bump us into the bottom half. We got Glenmore lost to Parkview Baptist. Let's see if we can pull that up. You guys, go ahead and comment below. Let us remind us what that I'm gonna have to get the Wi-Fi password for Albany Lagrange. Go ahead and comment below. What was that score? Glenmore versus Parkview Baptist. I thought Glenmore could put Parkview Baptist on upset alert, so that's a big win by Parkview. Taking care of that game tonight. And that leaves us with Menard versus Glen Oaks, man. Glen Oaks with big wins over two New Orleans teams. They haven't had a game within single digits yet. So they're 11 seed now, sitting in the quarterfinals with an upset in the last round. But I think Menard's style of play just going to wear down Glen Oaks. Menard's just going to be a little bit too deep. Again, a hard place to win at. Glen Oaks will travel up there. They'll give it their best shot. I think Menard pulls that one out. I think that might be on 446 Sports as well. So kind of keep a lookout on that one. That's going to leave us with Menard versus Parkview Baptist in the top 28. And what I think will be St. Thomas Aquinas and ULab, which will end up turning out to be a much better division top 28 than it was last year. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. You got anything else you want to add up here?
Parkview Baptist all the way, bro.
Steamroll. You said something about steam, something else.
They're steamrolling. Last year, man, I remember I picked against them and said they were going to get steamrolled, right? And they ended up doing the steamrolling. So I'm going them all the way. I'm not picking them against them this year.
I love it, man. Bunky with has a young lady with 3,000 career points and gets no love. I appreciate the comment. That's what we're talking about. It's no disrespect to anybody, but whenever you're covering the entire state of Louisiana, it takes people like you making comments like this. What's the young lady's name? What's her classification and stuff like that, so we can pay attention. When we talk about it takes a village, this is what we're talking about. Just help us out, continue to grow the platform. And we're a big fan of Bunky, man. Bunky's rocking and rolling this year. They're doing a great job. And we think they're going to go on the road and defeat E.D. White. Gets into the next division. Arcadia, baby. Get us going, man. Who you got here?
Arcadia, Division Four, right? Arcadia, Oak Grove. It's gonna be a tough matchup here. I think it'll be a tough matchup for Arcadia. Tough draw for them. Oak Grove is not just no typical 8 seed here. Probably one of the best bigs in the whole state here. But I got Arcadia gotten enough to. It's gonna be tough to get go to Arcadia and beat them. I got them having enough of the Asia. Alexandria, Justice Young, and the crew, they'll have enough. Coach Curry will have enough to get over the hump and into the back to the top 28. Well, they'll face a waiting, what I would think a Lakeview Gators, Washington and company. She has some help coming in this year, so she don't really have to do it by herself, but she can. They got some inside presence. Got another guard next to her. So that's going to be a fun matchup to see who has the right, in my view, to go on this face that team that's going to come out the bottom half of the bracket there. Lakeview versus Arcadia in the top 28.
All right, we're putting you on record, man. That game's over now. Lakeview versus Arcadia. Who you got? Advanced to the state championship. We need to know. We need to know. Put it on
I'm
notice.
No. Catch me next week, and let me see what the scores is, man. I got some invested in that game there. Both coaches, I'm real cool with both of those coaches, man. Coach Fuller's my frat brother, and Coach Curry, it's very cool. And Coach been rocking with me for a while, so we're gonna see what both of them do here, and then we'll talk about it down the line, man.
I love it. I love it, man. And for those that don't know, we always take this opportunity, man, to highlight at least as many girls as we can, man. We want to highlight Caroline Bradley. For those that don't know, the young lady at Oak Grove, 2027, she is, if not the best big, one of the best bigs in the not only the state, but she's the best player in the state for that 27 class. She's one of the best bigs in the nation, in the world, right? So the 6'4", legit, arguably 6'5". Caroline Bradley is going to go into the Arcadia, into the madness over there. I want to know, is anybody watching from the last game? Oak Grove put up 81, man. Shout out to Oak Grove. I didn't know that was possible for them to put up 81. How many points did Caroline have in an 81-point win, man? That's nuts. They scored their most points that they scored all season long in their last game. So they're coming in red hot, absolutely red hot. Arcadia could be on upset alert there, man. If you can't match up with Caroline, that's going to be some problems. But I think the Arcadia pressure, will be just enough. Oak Grove just doesn't have the guards at the end of the day to handle it for that long of a period, right? But again, hats off to Oak Grove. Caroline Bradley, 2027. If you don't know the name, you should know the name. She's going to be the next young lady that will have an opportunity from Louisiana to be a McDonald's All-American, which we saw Michaela Williams last year. We don't see that very often, right? That's once every 5 to 10 years that we have a young lady that comes through that can be a McDonald's All-American. So she's going to be one that you need to keep an eye on, and plays extremely well. AAU, played one of the top programs, one of the top teams. Caroline Bradley, if you get an opportunity. They're so far north, a lot of people don't know about her, so I really try to take as much time that I can to kind of talk about her. And we're talking about she's matching up with one of the top guards in the state, Deasia Alexander, 2027. So you got a battle of the two top 2027s in the state. That's a matchup that if I'm a college coach, I would love to see. Get them and see them, what kind of competitive juices they got going and rocking and rolling. Even if you can't make it to that game, that's a game you're going to want to see. How does Deasia perform with the quarterfinals online? How does Caroline Bradley perform? Both those young ladies will definitely be playing college basketball at the Division I level. You can definitely can book that. And I'm with you, man. Lakeview, stand up. I think Lakeview advances with pretty much with some ease, man, here over LaSalle. I think Lakeview's just rocking and rolling. They're on another level, especially with that dominating 30-point win over Maryville. I just think Lakeview advances, and we'll have a showdown, man. That's a game that I think everyone wants to see. Want to see Timberland Washington versus Deasia Alexander at the top 28 game, man. I'm really looking forward to that one. As far as individual matchups and talking about games in the future, that's when I'm really circling. I'm really looking forward to. That's gonna get us to the bottom half of this bracket. Let me see here. This goes there. Lake
Lake.
Arthur and White Castle. What you got here, man?
I'm gonna go Lake Arthur right here. I'm gonna go Lake Arthur. They found their way to, since their last time being here, they found their way to just put it back together. They kind of had some, so years since, but here it is. The coaches got it right back to her team, right back to the chance to return back to the top 28. And I got Lake Arthur. I got Lake Arthur. White Castle's put together a great season here. 72 hung 72 on Monterey on the other night, but I got Lake Arthur too much for them, and Lake Arthur into the top 28.
I love it, man. So we got Lake Arthur. I'm with you on that one. And I'm going to keep it going, man. I've been picking two upsets in every single bracket that we've been rocking and rolling. I got to pick an upset here somewheres. And I'm putting
Don't
Oakdale,
tell me you finna say this, please.
defending state champs, Oakdale Lady Warriors, our own upset alert. They had everything they could handle in that last game, right? Everything they could handle in the last game. Homer kept that game extremely close. That game was much closer than the score. It's an 11-point game. Homer was winning at one point. Homer had it tied. I know Oakdale had to be nervous. That was a 15 versus 2. I think they got the jitters going there. They're good to go. But if I had to pick somebody, you're making me pick somebody. I got to pick two. I think Oakdale is going to be the next one that's on the upset alert. I'm taking East Bow, going on the road to knock out the defending state champs as East Bow advances to the top 28, ending the run and the magic of Oakdale. Hobson,
Man,
Monty Young, and company. They're gonna be going at it. I'm sure. Hopefully, this is the motivation to see you guys in the top 28. But if I
man,
had to pick a team, I gotta pick somebody. I gotta start the conversation a little bit. I'm going East Bow right here, man. East Bow.
listen. Man, do you know how Oakdale drugged me last year in heaven, right? So you are going to, if they beat East Bow, you are going to be a marked man. They're going to have a bullseye on your back. And if that is the case, if you are true, then I got the winner of the Lakeview Arcadia game as the state champs.
Yes, sir. I think you're right as well with that one. Um, Lake Arthur versus White Castle, man. I like that matchup. White Castle has the guard play. I think Lake Arthur, Lake Arthur, if they don't lose to Oakdale last year, I think Lake Arthur could be the one that has a state championship. And we're looking back at this thing. So I think Lake Arthur, again, has an opportunity to redo, uh, fix the wrong from last year. I think Lake Arthur's got top 28 back on their mind again. I think Coach Skeeto and the point guard and Skeeto herself get it done, defeating White Castle. White Castle has enough guards to go on the road and win that game. But yeah, man, I'm going East Bow, man. I'm going on record, man. I'm putting the crystal ball out there. I want Oakdale to be fired up, rocking and rolling. I want Oakdale. Let me know, man. Let me know what the deal is. Um, Hobson and Monty Young, everybody, man. Let us know, man. Let us know. Because I'm
Coach,
gonna be honest, man. When I was looking at the scores when they were coming through the updates, I was shocked that Homer was ahead at some point over Oakdale. So I don't know what's going on over there at Oakdale. They may can prove me wrong, and I
Coach
might come
Renata,
back on board, come top 28. But until right now, they got to prove me. They got to prove me wrong.
Coach Renata, I have nothing to do with that. Okay.
Hobson, there you go. Come on, Hobson, prove me wrong, man. I want to see you at the top 28. I'll be the first one to say I'm sorry, man. But hey, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta get back to the state championship ways, man. Y'all gotta take care of business at home. And I love messing with the Oakdale fans. Shout out to Oakdale, Wiseman, A-Meat, the purple and gold. I don't know what it is, man. Doyle, the purple and gold. I don't know what it is, but all four of those programs in that purple and gold, man, do a fantastic job. Rooting for their squads, for their team, man. It's all fun and games here for sure, but we want the best basketball we can possibly see, man. And if it's some type of motivation, rooting for the other team, putting you guys on upset alert. That's what we're here for, man. Hope to see you guys at the top 28. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's East Bow now. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, that's gonna get us into the next one. Southern
Southern
Lab.
Lab. Southern Lab, man, on a mission here. I think Southern Lab skips to heaven on this. They're going to steamroll their way right on in. They've been on a mission. They have not dodged any smoke. We keep saying that week after week, but it's so true. And you have to tip your hat to Coach in the way she scheduled this year. She wanted to make sure her team was battle tested. You know what I mean? And I would rather lose a game to see what my team is found out than to cupcake my way to Hammond all the way. You know what I mean? So she has not dodged any smoke, and she's gotten her team battle tested. And she knocked off Southern Lab. We ran down her list of teams where she played all in January. January. We're talking about you're supposed to be playing district and preparing for district, and you're playing smoke in January. So unlike some other teams, man, she went after it this year, and she's got the response. When you lose form in the way they did, you think they're going to be down a little bit. No, sir. They've been right there as the number one seed all the way.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. And what you think about St. John, man, versus Sacred Heart? I don't know a lot about those two teams. St. John went on the road and won at Washita Christian, man, 35-30. That's a big win there. And then Sacred Heart took care of business, scoring 67, man. So now they're the winner of that game is going to get, Southern Lab and company. Unfortunately, you know anything about those two teams, those squads?
Well, looks like Sacred Heart has put together a good winning resume. They played teams, some of the best teams in the state that we're talking about from the other higher divisions. So they've played the 5As, and they competed. They competed with Alexandria. They've competed. So if I had to go with anybody, I'm going with Sacred Heart on that one.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Unfortunately, you draw Southern Lab in the top 28, but somebody's got to be a new kid on the block. We're thinking it's going to be Sacred Heart. I probably agree with that one as well. Then that gets it down to the bottom half of this one. It's going to be a fun one for sure, man. Southern Lab is just so good. I think Southern Lab is the team to beat here. It's going to be who can compete with them, who can play with them. Shout out to Kinsley James from Southern Lab playing extremely well. Patan playing extremely well, but it's everyone else, man. It's the role players taking up for when Foreman went down, and they got it rocking and rolling, man. Like you said, they're competing against not only the teams in this division, dominating the teams in this division, but competing with the top teams in the state, beating LCA and company and some other squads like that. Don't underestimate White Castle. You're underestimating White Castle, coach. I mean, that's what the word is on the street, man.
Nah, man, I'm not. I'm just my opinion. Don't make it right. Just my opinion. No disrespect there. No disrespect. So, Hamilton Christian, Central Catholic, man. I think we both agree that Hamilton Christian is probably the favorite here. Then being at least in my opinion, going on to the top 28 there. Hamilton Christian's been a team that's been coming for the last couple of years. And I think they finally, got what it takes to get to Hammond and make a top 28 run. I think were they there last year? I think no.
Yeah, they were. Yep.
Yeah. They were there last year, but they're on a mission to get back from where they left off into the final game. Gonna be tough, I think. Can they get over the hump? And the two-time back-to-back defending state champions in Northwood Lena. I think they have enough to get past Highland Baptist. And I talked to Coop the other day, man. He wasn't satisfied. I guess you get and when you win back-to-back state champions, teams like that, they're not satisfied with their play. They blow out St. Ed, and they didn't think they played well. And so I guess they got a standard set there in Northwood Lena. I think they have enough to beat Highland Baptist, and it's going to be a good game between them and Hamilton Christian. I got them, but my matchup is a rematch of last year's Southern Lab versus
Uh-oh.
Northwood Lena. Can Southern, the storyline of all storylines. If you were in the building last year, sitting courtside with me and Chris there, man, we saw it as it started to happen. And Southern Lab up 18, Northwood Lena went on that run and wins back-to-back state titles, man. So I think Southern Lab's on a mission. That's going to be a storyline. If that's the rematch, if somehow that's the rematch, we got to make sure we're there for that one.
Oh, you already know. You already know, man. I got other things on my mind, man. I don't think we're gonna get to see that rematch now. I'm playing devil's advocate this year, man. You was the bad guy last year. I don't mind being the bad guy this year. I think Hamilton Christian cruises against Central Catholic. I think Northwood Lena will sneak out a win against Highland Baptist. Shout out to Highland Baptist, being where they're at year in, year out, finding a way to get to the quarterfinals. They're just not going to have enough to compete with Northwood Lena. But I'm going to jump ahead here, man. I want to know who's going to play against Southern Lab in the state championship game. And I think Hamilton Christian, with the young core that they got coming around with Mackenzie DeVille, I think they've got enough this year to take down Northwood Lena and
Now
then
you
give
do know.
everything they got against Southern Lab. We're going to have to come back to that game against Southern Lab, but I think Hamilton Christian is the favorite on this half of the bracket as they're going to cruise on, man, and take on Southern Lab.
Now you know Coop keeps receipts now.
I'm with it, man. I'm with
he
it.
keeps Coop keeps receipts now. He hears that, and short stuff battles. Moran, people they've counted them. Some people have counted them out. They lose Johnson to ACF tear. So shout both of the Southern Lab and Northwood Lena both not at really full strength. What we thought, when we back in that game, like man, that's gonna be a game next year. With Northwood Lena loses a kid to a crosstown rivalry, and then they lose Johnson, but here they are back in the thick of it. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, man. I'm going Northwood Lena all the way there to face Southern Lab in the finals.
Yes, sir. I know. I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see that. And Southern Lab also lost a young lady to transfer as well. So they, both teams. That's a great storyline. But I see Hamilton Christian sitting in the weeds playing spoiler, man. I think they're gonna have an opportunity. Hamilton Christian's gonna have a lot on their mind, man. The next new kid on the block, right? Hamilton Christian is gonna be coming. And I think this might be the year, man, that they get over the hump and get them opportunity to play for a state championship, man. But that's just me. I'm looking forward to that Hamilton Christian Northwood Lena game. I think that's going to be a fun one for sure. And whoever does win that one will advance to take on Southern Lab for sure. But yeah, man, let's get us going. Try to catch on some of these comments here. Again, man, this is all fun and games. I'm trying to stir the pot a little bit extra this year. Y'all was hard on Coach last year, man. So I'm trying to stir the pot a little extra this year.
Yeah, right. They were hard on me. They were hard on me last year, man. And then jumping into Division 5 Select, man, I think this is the Oak Hill show here. Can J.S. Clark or Family Christian from the bottom half give them a run? It's going to be just interesting to see, in my view, who wins out of Family Christian and J.S. Clark if they both were to advance to the semis. That would be my pick, those two to advance to the semis with the right on the line to go play Oak Hill. But I think Oak Hill has put a tremendous season together this year, and I think it's theirs to lose. So I'm going Oak Hill all the way here.
Yeah, and we got Coach Scoop talking about, here we go again, man. Again, it is crazy, man, for you to be two-time state champ and to be still playing the underdog role, man. Shout out to you guys and however y'all it is that y'all spin it, man. The best y'all do, man. I'm here to help out with playing the underdog role, so I'm the good guy here, man. I'm pulling for Hamilton Christian with the upset. You can hang it up, clip it, put it in the locker room, man. We're gonna have it with the crystal ball and everything, man. But no disrespect, man. Shout out to both Northwood Lena and Southern Lab for really growing girls basketball, especially at that small school area, and really setting the bar for Hamilton Christian and these other teams, just Highland Baptist. These teams to reach that bar or get left behind. Some teams are getting left behind, some teams are coming through. But it's a testament to Hamilton Christian, Northwood Lena, Southern Lab, and Northwood Lena mostly for setting that bar in that division and having that division compete with everybody. Right, we've seen the top teams in Division 5 non-select compete with everybody. Now we're seeing the teams in Division 4 non-select compete with everybody. We're seeing some of the Oak Hills, the Family Christians compete, J.S. Clarks compete with everybody. So I love to see it, man. I love to see it whenever the top teams in each division are competing against the other top teams. Um, Oh, somebody's with me. East Bow rolls Oakdale by 5. Oh
Wow.
man,
Wow.
got
Wow.
somebody on
Okay.
my side. Somebody on my side, man. Division
Wow.
5
Listen,
select, man. We haven't seen a game from here in what seems like 2 years.
2 weeks.
But
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
man, this last 2 weeks has been a long time, man. These teams have been sitting around. Oak Hill hasn't played anybody. Family Christian hasn't played anybody. I'm trying to look up when Family Christian's last game was. It's got to be scary, right? You haven't played since February 9th, and now here we are, the 22nd. You know, you lose your kids on Mardi Gras and all that. Like, how do you go about this as a coach? I would be pretty scared not playing for 2 weeks straight. No point in your season do you go 2 weeks without playing a game, right? So this hasn't. You haven't practiced like this. You haven't prepared your team. Your season hasn't prepared for that. This may be something that we do need to take a look at here down the stretch because this is the most important game of the this guy. See how I'm talking about this dude? This is the most important game of the season, right? And here we are
Would-
looking at you haven't played in 2 weeks. So
So let me ask you
who
this,
jumps
man.
out to the good start? Go ahead.
Would you rather, not something you just said? I mean, these teams sitting around because I don't know if they add more teams to this, or do they combine this with the Division 4 select? And what would be your fix here for that? Because it's tough as a coach. I don't want my team sitting around for 2 weeks. We add more teams, or we might as well combine the Oak Hills with the Southern Lab. I don't know. I don't know a fix. I probably get um, crazy backlash over that, but just even talking about it. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's fair for them to combine with other people, but I think as a coach, what's dealt on the table, I might would try to schedule another game. I'm definitely playing the last game of the season, the last possible date of the season, knowing that I'm not going to play it again until the 22nd. Whatever the last possible date I can play that Saturday, I'm playing that for sure. This quarterfinal game, I might try to move up a little bit, and then that way I'm sitting around waiting because now they're playing on this Thursday, and they'll probably turn around and play either Monday or Tuesday. So maybe I'll play a little bit earlier. It's a tough hand to be dealt. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these teams are waiting around on other teams to play also. So, but I think it's just a storyline that needs to be talked about. You know, I don't think it really hurts Oak Hill having the number one draw. Whenever you get to Family Christian versus Family Community, you're going 2 weeks without your team's playing. That can have a little bit of impact, right? J.S. Clark hasn't played for 2 weeks. Avoy's Charter played last week. You know, do you get off to a good start? Ideally, for the most part, the cream's going to rise to the top. I think whenever we're looking at this division, there's only 3 teams that can win a state championship. That's like we keep talking about: the Oak Hill, Family Christian, and J.S. Clark. Right, that's going to be your 3 teams at the end of the day that can win the state championship, come away with some hardware. Oak Hill is going to cruise all the way through. No one's going to be able to compete with them at the end of the day. It's going to be who's going to be on the other side, Family Christian or J.S. Clark. The guard play, the inside, this is a great matchup. We're going to kind of get into that one a little bit more, hopefully later. But I'm really excited about that matchup. The Family Christian, with the guard play, the inside presence, J.S. Clark with Taylor, their inside presence as well with Ned. Like, it's going to be a good matchup. Who can stay out of foul trouble, who can kind of live up to the hype on the big stage. J.S. Clark probably shoots it a little bit better than Family Christian. They're going to probably try to bang it inside a little bit. Is that better for being on the big court? Probably better to go inside, bang it inside a little bit. Family Christian versus J.S. Clark. You want to go on record with that one, man? Come on. Let me hear you. What you got over there? Family
uh,
Christian and J.S. Clark. Who's going to play against Oak Hill?
the thing about it is, I just saw that comment a while ago. J.S. Clark is young, 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 and they were in the state title game last year. Here they are again. No seniors. I gotta go J.S. Clark here. I'm
Whoo!
gonna go J.S. Clark and Family Christian. Find me in the building in Hammond if I'm there, and rake me over the coals if I'm wrong.
Coach Steve says Class B and Class C together next year. That'll be interesting. Is it going to be together on the other side? I think B and C splitting back up. No select, non-select next year. And it's gonna be, who knows, man? With all the with all the extra voting and how all that crap goes with select, non-select, so hard to keep up with legalities and everything. But with this game here, Family Christian Jazz Clark. You going Jazz Clark? I'm going with the senior point guard, coach's daughter, Family Christian, and the inside presence that Family Christian is going to bring. I think that's going to be enough to get them over the hump. As I see Family Christian advancing, taking on Oak Hill, and it's going to be a different style matchup, right? Where Oak Hill's going to be pedal to the metal, a lot of pressure and stuff. I don't know if they can hold up to that, but I think Family Christian matches up well against J.S. Clark. I think J.S. Clark matches up better against Oak Hill, so if they can get through Family Christian, I think J.S. Clark has a little bit better of an opportunity to sneak into that I guess championship talk. But I think Family Christian is just a tough matchup for J.S. Clark. So I see Family Christian with the upset there in the semifinals, and I see Family Christian taking on Oak Hill in the championship game. Okay, anything else you want to add there?
No, no, no. I'm good on that one. We
Save the
gonna see
best for
which
last,
ones.
man.
Yeah, best for last here, bro.
Best for last, we got Division 5, non-select. Again, we were gonna rely a lot on the people communicating and talking in the comments. So I'll try to keep that as much as possible. If you haven't, guys, click the share button, share the page for us, share the stream, help us continue to grow this platform. Shout out to Bell City, man, with the upset 12 seed, the highest seed outside of Santa Ma in the
I
quarterfinals.
did not expect that.
Did not
Did not
expect
expect
that.
them to go in there. Yeah, did not expect that.
What you expect here, man? Hicks versus Picken and Bell City versus Midland. Who makes it to the top
Oh,
28?
well, listen. Shout out to Picking, man. I picked against them. I had Simpson going and beating them, but the 15-point game. I wonder was it, subbing out last minute to get it back close. When I looked at that, I said, "Oh Lord, I was wrong on that one." But I got Hicks here. They've been rocking and rolling with Coach Cross all year long. She came in first year coach with them, and she's got them bought in. So I got Hicks going there.
And
Uh,
this is district opponents, I believe. Correct us if we're wrong. They've already played Picken twice. First game was a 16-point game. Second game, which was actually last game of the season, was a 12-point game. So you got Hicks defeating Picken for a third time this year, which is, like we talked about, very difficult to do.
Yeah, very difficult to do. But if you got film already, so you ain't gotta look for it. You know what I mean? You got film on their tendencies and whatnot as a coach and as players, and it's just a matter of not getting yourself. Oh, we've already beat them, so you still got to go play the game. With a right to Hammond on the line. So do it again. If you've done it twice, do it again. I know it's going to be tough, but I think Hicks will do it the third time as well.
It's a great comment right here, man. Picking a hit separating by about 15 miles. When you talk about the gym being packed, that is going to be crazy. Mr. Dusty, man, if you can get us some video or just a picture or image of that, I think that would be really cool to kind of share with everybody. Like we talk about with that small town school basketball field, man, 15 miles apart, that is going to be nuts, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy, real crazy.
Gibson Coleman, man, upset by Bell City. We talked about that on the Crystal Ball. Bell City had a shooter's chance. They talked about it right here in this comment. Bell City was on fire Monday night against Gibson. So they still have a shooter's chance, I believe, against Midland. I think Midland is one of those teams that we talked about and I talked about. I absolutely love. I love their draw. I didn't think they would be knocking down the door with Bell City. Who was a team? Comment in the comments on who was the team that knocked out Midland in the last couple of years. But Midland already defeated Bell City twice. Once by looked like 30, and then the last game was by 12. So we got back-to-back games here in the top half. teams playing for the third time as Bell City travels to Midland. Again, I'm going to imagine that's going to be an amazing game. Both those games can be packed houses. Third game of the year for them to play. Well, I'm with you, man. I think both teams kind of roll the better team, I would say. Hicks, the better team, I would say. Midland advance to the top 28, where we will see a great game in Hicks versus Midland for a chance at the state title, man. So that's going to be some fun ones for sure, man. These quarterfinal matchups are phenomenal. Again, like we talked about, man, with the BC not being combined next year, if this is the last year, we're definitely left with some of the greatest quarterfinal matchups I can imagine. Rematch of the semifinals. Rematch of the championship game from last year. And we have, this is, whoops, let me put that back right. On the bottom half, Coach, what you got here, man? We got rematch at the bottom with Hathaway traveling to Fairview. That's a rematch of the state championship game from last year, and Anacoco and Castor up top.
Man, listen, Anacoco's a tough team. They're the ones that knocked off Hicks the first time. They are rightfully so here in the top three in this division. They've played the likes of Barb. They've played the likes of Oak Hill. I think they're going to be battle tested. They're going to have too much for Castor, I believe. Castor, shout out right down the road here from us. Small town, they're coming a lot as well. But I got Anacoco and Fairview moving on to the top 28, man. That's going to be a good one. It's going to be a track meet for sure. It's going to be up and down the floor all night long with both of those two teams playing each other in hand.
Man, look at all the comments for picking. A lot of upsets. This ain't us on record. We got to go back and highlight some of these comments, man. We're looking at 5, 6, 7, 8 comments with people choosing picking with the upset, man. So Hicks might be on upset alert, man. That's not us, Coach Cross. It's not us, Mr. Dusty, man. That's all the people in the comments saying picking. Hicks can't get it done 3 times in a row. Picking goes on the road, upsets Hicks. Could you imagine?
That's going to be a crazy environment with all the picking people in the comments saying that tomorrow night is going to be a crazy environment. 15 miles separates them. Man, that if the game starts at 6, those people are going to be lining up at 2:30. So it is going to be crazy atmosphere there. And somebody, like you said, got to get us some pictures from that. Show us so we can share that. I would like to see how packed that gym is tomorrow.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to both fan bases, man. And that's something else that I do want to take the opportunity to talk about. I think it was Oakdale or somebody else. These the tickets are being sold online, sold at the door as well, sold at school tomorrow, man. You might have to go in early and get your ticket to make sure you get an opportunity to get in the building. There's only so many spots. There's only so many tickets sold. When it comes down to all the police enforcement, fire marshals, and all that, they're going to start turning some people away. We don't want nobody to get turned away. So be out on the lookout. Do your homework with that now, starting tonight or tomorrow. Call the school. See if you can get a ticket early. You can purchase it online. Make sure you got your spot. If you can go to the school, purchase at lunchtime, whatever it is. Send some money with your kids to school, man. Get some tickets. Make sure you have an opportunity to get in there and see those games. But, hey, you got to show up early. Show up early, show up often. As you can see, picking in the comments. They're going to be doing that at Hicks for sure. Looking at this one, man, I think this is going to be Fairview and Anacoco both kind of cruising on to the next round. Hathaway is not a 7 seed. They just got a tough draw here, man. Hathaway just really has not they scheduled extremely hard early. I remember looking at their schedule. Whenever you remove the teams that they were playing, there was like 20-2 was the combined schedule of the team that they were playing against, and that was like in December. So they scheduled extremely hard, bounced back, got themselves to a 7 seed. I think if they were a 6 or a 5, they'd have a much better run. But running into Fairview, again, an opportunity to redo this thing, right? Whenever you're Fairview, the team that knocked you out last year, you got another opportunity. They're coming to your place. to rewrite history, to right the ship. I think Fairview's going to be super locked in. It's very hard to win at Fairview in the quarterfinals. It's going to be even harder to win whenever the team that knocked them out last year. Fairview's going to cruise to a victory there. They'll take on Anacoco. And this is going to be a fun one, man. Again, with a lot of the comments that are people are talking about in the comment section and stuff, with B and C maybe splitting back up. If this is the last year that we're talking about, with the top 28, man, in the quarterfinals of this being combined, what a treat we're in for tomorrow, man. Yeah, we're talking about who beat Midland last year in the quarters. That was Reeves. Anything else you want to add to us, man? What's your message, man, to the teams, to the fans, coaches as well as we end this thing, man?
Man, listen, just sell out. Just give it your all. Leave it all on the floor tomorrow night. Some people's gonna be cutting down the nets in their gym. Some people, as according to Chris, it's gonna be a lot of upsets. Seniors, seniors possibly playing their last home games in front of their crowds. Next week we're in Hammond. You know what I mean? So some crowds, some people are on the road, some people are
Man,
in their front of them.
this week from now, we're already 7. We're already 9 games in. Well, a week from now,
Correct.
we're already 9 games into Hammond, man. It's crazy. For those that don't know,
So
games start on Monday at Hammond. So
so just sell out, man. I'm looking forward to it myself here, having the opportunity that we have, and just the message to the girls is just be locked in, be good at what we do, and hold each other accountable. You only get one shot, and don't lose your chance right here because the moment can be gone in the blink of an eye.
absolutely, man. That's a great comment right here. Coach Jinx from Fairview has been in 22 of the last 24 semifinal games. Can you say that again so that I don't misread that? Can you say that for me?
It said Coach Jinx has been in 22 of the last 24 semifinal games. Hall of Famer.
Coach won. He won National Coach of the Year last year. For those that don't know, rightfully so. Whenever you put his resume up against anyone in the area, and we talk about it already, talking about setting the bar. Fairview has set the bar. Fairview and Coach Jinx is a big reason why girls basketball is so good at this level in this Division 5 B/C, because everyone's trying to catch up with them. Right? They're setting the bar just like we talk about Northwood Lena and Southern Lab. So shout out to Coach Jinx, man, Fairview, everyone that's been involved in that over the last few years, man. It's been a hell of a ride. Been a lot of fun. Fairview is Fairview for a reason. Might be ranked number 2, but Fairview is Fairview. Are they the favorite? I wouldn't be no one arguing at that. Anacoco's beat some of the tough opponents this year. Anacoco definitely has a chance to compete with anybody. Has beat anybody. Hicks, Rose Pine, Oak Hill twice. 3 seniors and 2 juniors. Very, very heavy on the top end. Keep the comments going, guys. We're trying to catch up to those. Absolutely cannot rule out Fairview for sure. Madison, definitely, man. I was talking about Madison on the golf course this morning, man. Madison corrected us with the. I asked her about something about state championship, and the first thing she told me was your crystal ball was wrong. And so shout out to Madison and Hathaway, man. This is definitely y'all's opportunity. We put a lot of people with a lot of opportunities to prove LGR and the crystal ball wrong, man. So, and a Coco all the way. Yeah, man. So we're kind of catching up with everybody. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll try to get back on again probably Sunday, Saturday, somewhere around there to kind of talk about top 28 games. My advice to everybody, man, get to the game early. If your team's in it, of course, enjoy the moment, have fun, man, cheer your heart out, and really enjoy. Pick those kids up after the game, especially those that come up short. If you're not in it anymore, this is the last opportunity. There's nothing better than quarterfinal games. Top 28 games are fun and all, but the quarterfinal game is the best game of the year. Tomorrow is the best game of the year. If your team's not in it, if you have a young lady that is inspiring to play at the next level, aspiring to play at high school, whatever, go on the road, take a road trip, go to the game. It's nothing better than not having a dog in a fight at the game and literally watching everybody sit on pins and needles on every single possession. The Zachary versus Ponchatoula game, we're 4 minutes into the game. It felt like it was the last 4 minutes of the game, how intense everybody was. And this quarterfinal game just brings that out of you. Every single possession matters. Every single, like, everyone's into it. Coaches, fans, players, officials, everybody's on. Just have fun, man, and enjoy it. And until next, safe travels, everybody, man. Hope to see everybody in Hammond. And even if your team doesn't make it, hope we get to get an opportunity to see you guys. Got anything else, man?
Oh man, playoffs.
Playoffs. Good luck to Parkview as they take on Sandoval, man. Appreciate you for taking up some time, and shout out to all the coaches, man. Time to go back and watch some more film. Until next time,
Santa
guys.
Monica.
Keep us updated on all the comments. Keep us updated on all the scores. We'll be live. We'll be updating those. DM us as much as you can. Comment on Facebook as much as you can.